Full time, it ends Everton 0, Tottenham 3. Another away win on the road. We're a strange team. Poor at home, good away from home. First team to win then at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. It's a clean sheet once again. First team to score against Everton directly from a set piece. We scored them twice actually in this game, so stay tuned to the very end. I'll be honest, balanced as always as I look back on this win. If you're new, please do like and subscribe to The Perfect Sunday because we score from set piece. Again, the first team though to score against Everton from set piece this year. First team to win at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. That is history for you right there. It's another clean sheet. And oh my God, all things are going down here under Thomas Frank. We're third place in the Premier League. We're unbeaten in the Champions League and we're still in the Carabao Cup. Come on, give it a break, man. That is goddamn impressive. So 3-0 win against Everton. And to be honest with you, we had to sit in this game at times. I think Everton had more of the possession. I think they had more control of the game. But Tottenham were clinical in this game, very good from set pieces. Some would say, oh yeah, you don't look like scoring apart from set pieces. But Frank come in with a sole aim to improve defensively, and he's done that. So in this game, I think was real defensive resilience. I think sounds crazy that all the Everton pressure, you just didn't feel like we were going to score because we just had it totally controlled. All the backline were amazing, if I'm honest with you, and I just think the whole balance was right, and I hold my hands up. I was worried when I saw Bentancur and Paulinho start together, so I hold my hands up. Thomas Frank proved why he's the manager, and someone like me is absolutely not a moan about Bentancur and Paulinho starting together in midfield. What I would say is I think them two starting in midfield away from home is probably necessary for that solidarity, that experience, but maybe like Wolves at home, we should have done that looking back. So very, very happy with this win. Leaves us in a very strong position, and David Moyes' side are very strong, and he'd be kicking himself as well that because Everton's side had control of the game, but they just couldn't quite put the ball in the back of the net. They had opportunities. You just feel like a striker, Everton, as well when you see them. But let's get into player ratings, and then I can talk about more individual performances. So start with goalkeeper Fakari. I'll give it a 9 in this game. I mean, wow. I mean, what a week for the goalkeeper. 2 clean sheets and complete redemption. I mean, Monaco, he single-handedly kept us in the game. In this game, he didn't single-handedly keep us in the game, but he absolutely was vital at times, so I'll give him a 9. I thought he was very, very good. Porro, I'll give an 8. He had a tough task at the start of the day to deal with Jack Grealish. I think he's done a fantastic job, to be fair to him. I was really worried about that. But no, he quickly, eased my worries, and also that Frank seemed to set up in this way that targeted that right hand side. It felt like we had an overload almost on that right hand side. Johnson, Kudus, Porro, so he clearly noticed something and got it spot on. So fair play to Thomas Frank on that one. Danso, I'll give an 8. I think he's very good, and don't get me wrong, we miss Romero and his progressive passes, but Danso's come in, and I think Danso's got to be the strongest third centre back we've had for quite a long time. I think Van der Ven, I would give a 10. Because my point would be, when it's a centre-back or a defender going to get a 10, and, if they don't, when they score 2 goals and keep a clean sheet, he's captain, he led by example, a proper leader. I think absolute full credit to him. I think he embraced his captain's role really well. He was a natural leader, and like I said, we do miss Romero in terms of his progressive passing, but apart from that, Van der Ven and Danso, they formed an unreal partnership. It's not just 2 fluke clean sheets, it's 2 totally deserved clean sheets. Spence, I'll give a 7 again. I think he dealt with Ndiaye well. Having said that, Iliman Ndiaye had moments where he looked really dangerous. What a player he is as well. I think Grealish is great, but Ndiaye might even be another level. Midfield then, I give both Paulinho and Bentancur an 8. I think Bentancur plays a really key role as well. None of those, that first thing it was Van der Ven goal, and what a corner from Kudus, and lovely, I think deliberate knockback from Bentancur. Paulinho as well, what a sign he's been. The more I see him, I say every time we've got to sign this guy permanently, even if we get another year out of him, we'll just get a year out of him permanently, and on top of this year on loan. Simmons isn't clicking for him right now. I personally think he had no impact in a positive way anyway on the game, but he has to. Of course, you expect a standard when you sign somebody, otherwise what's the point? But at the same time, we need to give him time. We shouldn't be ramming him into the team, and we should be getting behind him early days. Still think he's a special talent from what you see and hear, so I'll give him a 6. Kudus, I have given a 6, but I feel that's harsh. Could probably go a little bit higher. I mean, a lot of our work is through him. He's just such a good player defensively and offensively. But the rating is purely based on he sets himself such a high standard, and when he is good but not great, then it just feels like you give him a really harsh rating. Johnson, I give a 7. I just think he took his man a couple of times really well, and I think he played a really big part defensively. Mwani, I give a 7. I think he really noticed that he started this game. Really good to see him initially from the start. That's probably the only thing I was pleased with the team news, which turned out to be a little positive than I thought, to be fair. Credit again to Frank on that. But Mwani looked good, just offered something different, and I've got to be careful, of course, with injuries. And Mwani's someone who's going to be all or nothing kind of player in terms of who's going to do really well, make an instant impact like he has in the past, or completely flop. And I get the feeling he's going to be really good for us. Substitutes, Bergwijn, I then think he come on, added a real control and just an element of quality about the game, some outside the foot passes. I give him a 6. Richarlison, I give a 7. Always scores against his former club. He didn't, though, Everton, in this case. But he did get an assist. He's got to bury that one-on-one, though, with Pickford. And Pickford's joking with him, probably as an old mate at Everton. It looks like he's saying he should have dinked it over me, and Richarlison laughing it off. But he's absolutely right. Pickford come off his line, but Richarlison with a very nice assist, and which moves me on nicely, because it was for Pat Matasar's goal. And with Sarr, I'll give a 7. Very, very impressed with him this season. Shame he's found himself outside the team. He didn't celebrate, so make that what you like. I think there was a Senegalese young footballer, unfortunately, did pass away, so it could be something to do with that, or him being out injured, or frustrated, or bust up with Frank, some reported. But as soon as someone's not happy or not celebrating, you get these reports of bust up. We had it before with Maddison and all these players that apparently fell out with Ange that didn't. So Sarr give a 7, and Tell non-applicable. We didn't get to see him for long enough. But overall, really happy. I think it's the perfect Sunday, moving into third position. I think every Spurs fan with a little bit of common sense would have taken this before the start of the season. So of course it's not perfect, but we scored 17 goals, which is a joint first. Goals conceded is 7, so that's joint second. Still missing Dominic Solanke. You're still missing Christian Romero. Still missing Dejan Kulusevski, James Maddison, and so many more. So to be fair, I think overall I've got to say that Bentancur and Paulinho, I think it's a big thing that really surprised me in this game. So I hold my hands up and say I probably did get that wrong the way I view it. But very happy for Frank. I think he did need this a little bit. He's the manager that I wanted for a long time. I just think there's a little bit of, if we'd lost the game, it would have been a little bit of outside conversation about direction Tottenham were going in. But you're definitely not going backwards. So I think that's crystal clear. But Vicario, hopefully this is a message this week as well. He's finally getting the credit he deserves. He's most definitely our number one for the foreseeable future. Nothing against Kinski, I like him. I think he's a long way away. So that's just how I view it. But no, very, very happy. I think Van der Ven as well. More because you ask for from a defender, an absolute unit at the back. I mean, absolutely fantastic. But defensively, we've just massively improved from last season in such a short period of time. And this was a tough game. Let's be clear about that. I know you people look at Everton 14th in the table, but a very good home form, good side under David Moyes. Don't get me wrong, I think they'll be a top half team at the very least, if not pushing for the outskirts of Europe. So absolutely don't write them off. So for Tottenham, it was a real professional performance, more defensive than some people would have wanted, but we've got to be a results-based team. You do not win trophies at all. You certainly do not achieve sustained success or compete in all four fronts if you play gun-ho football and attack. And yes, we haven't seen the attack or the press maybe that we did see under Thomas Frank, but we've been sensible and got results. We're third in the Premier League for a reason. I don't know, you would absolutely take it if we finish there. I don't think for a minute that we will. So yeah, I think patience is absolutely needed. But no, I really appreciate you watching this video. If you're new, like, subscribe, get involved in the comments below. Who's your man of the match? Do let me know. It has to go with Mickey Van der Ven for me. But like I said, hope you did enjoy this video. And the content continues because it's another game for Tottenham on Wednesday. Carabao Cup, 4th round, round of 16 against Newcastle United. But that is my match reaction as Tottenham, well, by the scoreline, storm it against Everton. Not sure about if that reflected on the pitch or not, but we'll absolutely take it. Get in there. Up the Spurs.